We saw a big comeback for Nvidia. We saw really some continued flexing strength from the likes of Apple, which is now, I would say, firmly on top in the market cap race, such as it is. And then we've seen small caps struggle more than some might have hoped, though today is an exception. Which is more influential in this market?
They're both important, and they reflect different, investor views. I think you still always want to own the best companies in the most important themes. I mean, that's Nvidia and that's Apple. And they're going to really work over any cycle. But when the market begins to believe the Fed is going to move rates back towards neutral, and that's both cost of money, mortgages, auto loan rates, these are really big tailwinds for cyclical stocks and small caps in particular. So I think that's why I'd still want to make a very educated bet with high probability that small caps could do very well the next 12 months, and even between now and year end.
It's been a while since we've talked about your granny shots. Remind us what your thesis is behind some of these stocks that you like.
Yes. Well, Granny Shots is built on the idea that there are themes like secular drivers of an economy. And our original Granny Shot model looked at AI, cybersecurity, energy security, millennials as a generation. And then we want to own the best stocks in those themes. And that's really what was the genesis of the Granny Shots. And the names like Nvidia, Apple, Nvidia has been in that list since 2019. So I think it's always important for investors not to be trading the best names, but to really find the best companies and hold them for the cycle.
Ladies and gentlemen, strap in for a ride that might just redefine the phrase stock market frenzy. We've all heard of companies hitting lofty valuations, but have you heard about Nvidia's jaw-dropping journey? The artificial intelligence maverick is setting new records, making headlines across sectors, and catching the eye of heavyweight investors, including the Pelosi's. From discussions about custom AI chips in collaboration with countries like India to a meteoric rise in stock value, Nvidia is turning the stock market into its own personal playground. Hold on as we dive deep into how this semiconductor titan has sparked investment curiosity all over the globe. Welcome back, everyone, to Investocracy.
NVIDIA's AI Summit in Washington, D.C. is wrapping up today and nearly propelled the shares to a new all-time high. The company is focused on energy efficiency and enterprise software as they work to avoid being boxed in as just a processor company worth a couple $1 trillion. Meanwhile, Foxconn is announcing plans to build the world's largest manufacturing facility for a key component of NVIDIA's Blackwell platform. Here to discuss is Stacy Rasgon. He's senior analyst at Bernstein. Good to have you, Stacy. Let's start with the big picture takeaways on NVIDIA after this DC summit. The shares almost kissed that new high or made a new high this morning.
Yeah, they did. Look, people are getting excited about the story again, especially as we approach earnings and then year end into next year as their new platform, Blackwell, really starts to ramp. And look, by all indications, their own commentary, all the supply chain checks and everything else, demand for this product just looks off the charts. And it's usually a good time to be owning Nvidia into the launch of a product cycle, and that's where we are right now. And this cycle, if the checks are any indication, has the potential to be massive. So people are getting really excited about it.
And maybe it's just a kind of near-term technical analysis, but I listened to Cathie Stockton. She says, maybe it's range bound for now. Maybe we go back under 100. There's been a lot of excitement and a lot of hype. And when I know about Blackwell, you think, well, most people know.
Yeah, the last time it went under 100 was when there were some rumors about some delays to Blackwell, some redesigns to some of the chip components that are on it. And as it turns out, there were some issues. They were able to sort of work through it in a relatively quick fashion, and it kind of turned into sort of a nothing burger, at least from the standpoint of the trajectory of the ramp. It doesn't look like it slowed anything. But that was the last time it went under 100. Short of anything like dramatic like that, I don't know if we see that anymore. Like I said, at this point, the indications that the numbers are much more likely, I think, to have an upward bias than a downward bias. And I suspect that's true for the stock as well as we get into the ramp into the end of the year.
Our tale begins with Nvidia Corporation, whose stock has been skyrocketing amidst the artificial intelligence revolution, leaving some investors feeling like they've hit the jackpot. As Beth Kindig from IO Fund anticipates a triumphant climb to a $10 trillion valuation by 2025, Nvidia's strategic expansion to places like India and Thailand Begs the question, what's fueling this upward trajectory? Let's zoom in on India, where Nvidia is contemplating a partnership that involves developing a custom AI chip. This isn't just any tech deal. It's a collaboration poised to leverage India's celebrated chip design prowess. In a noteworthy meeting between Nvidia's CEO Jensen Huang and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the groundwork was laid for a partnership that could revolutionize sectors such as the Indian Railways safety system. Imagine a world where AI chips propel public sector initiatives and foster innovation among startups. That's the future Nvidia envisions in India. But the company isn't doing it alone. They're teaming up with powerhouses like ARM Holdings and AMD to refine core architecture, while entities such as the Center for Development of Advanced Computing add the final layers. Jensen Huang, waves of ambition in his rhetoric, emphasizes tapping into local expertise, thus transforming raw data into valuable insights, a vision fit for a future AI utopia. Meanwhile, in Thailand, Nvidia is echoing the strategies of fellow tech giants Google and Microsoft as they delve into the Southeast Asian AI data center scene. But remember, the stock market isn't all serious business. Sometimes it resembles a thrilling roller coaster. If only our earnings reports came with a caution. Keep arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. Thailand's Commerce Minister, Pichai Naritapan, anticipates Nvidia's involvement to usher in waves of funding, thanks to the region attracting multi-billion-dollar investments for data centers and infrastructure. But before we go any further, if you want to keep up with Nvidia's latest updates and keep up with the stock market's latest news, you can follow our Twitter account. We post multiple times daily about the biggest changes and catalysts in the market, so click the follow button if you don't want to miss the newest market updates.
Blackwell is in full production. Blackwell is as planned, and the demand for Blackwell is insane. Everybody wants to have the most, and everybody wants to be first. The thing that we have done with Blackwell and what we have announced, this new AI infrastructure generation every single year. And so we're going to update our platform every single year. And the reason for that is if we can increase the performance as we've done with Hopper to Blackwell by 2 to 3 times each year, we're effectively increasing the revenues or the throughput of our customers on these infrastructures by a couple, 3 times each year. Or you could think about it as decreasing cost every 2 or 3 years, reducing energy efficiency every single year. And so at a time when the technology is moving so fast, it gives us an opportunity to triple down and to really drive the innovation cycle so that we can increase capabilities, increase our throughput, decrease our cost, decrease our energy consumption. And so we're on a path to do that, and everything's on track.
Data from Bloomberg supports the market enthusiasm, pointing to a 233% surge in Nvidia stock over the past 12 months alone. Investors can bask in the stock's glory via avenues like SPDR S&P 500 and iShares Core S&P 500 ETFs. The stakes have gone higher when Nancy Pelosi and her husband, venture capitalist Paul Pelosi, hopped on the Nvidia train. Transparency in Congress necessitated Nancy's revealing their trades, including 50 call options purchased for $1.8 million, now worth $6.6 million. Missed opportunities paint an intriguing picture as well. Selling off shares in July 2022 before the CHIPS Act caused some profits to slip through their fingers, amounting to potential losses of $31 million. As humorous as the stock market can seem, with its waves and troughs, nobody enjoys a missed profit boat sailing off without them. Yet, Pelosi's financial finesse raises eyebrows, with trades timed so impeccably that legislation concerning such activities now bears her name. The Pelosi Act. With Nvidia hitting trading forums like Reddit and garnering analyses from financial experts, chatter about its potential inclusion in the Dow Jones seems louder than ever. The company has ascended from a $1 trillion valuation to a staggering $3 trillion one, within a multi-year crescendo akin to a well-conducted symphony. Investors keep their ears tuned, waiting for the next crescendo or the buoyant tune of further growth news. But before going any further, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
A while ago, we spoke about Nvidia, and you had said that it would be something that you held for years. And ever since then, you held it for a while, but more recently, you've been selling it off. How much do you have left of it, and why have you been selling? Can you see yourself getting back into it again?
I've made so many mistakes in my investment career. One of them was I sold all my Nvidia, probably in somewhere between 800 and 950. I think it's 1,300 on that stock now.
You own none today?
I own none, and I own none the last 400 points. It was a big mistake. In terms of AI, and by the way, when I saw you at that conference, which was 18 months ago, I fully expected to own it for years, but I think it was 300 and change. And as I also said at a media interview, I'm not Warren Buffett. So I thought I was going to, but what changed is it tripled in a year, and I thought the valuation was rich. We are big long-term believers in AI, and there's still many ways we're playing AI, particularly the infrastructure that's been built out to support the power needed. And yes, I think Nvidia is a wonderful company, and were the price to come down, we get involved again. But right now, I'm licking my wounds from a bad sale there.
As the stock market oscillates with stories of unprecedented growth, Nvidia stands as a beacon of innovation, strategy, and incredible momentum. For those contemplating adding Nvidia to their investment ensemble, the figures speak for themselves. A 198% rise year-to-date in 2024, and history-making stock splits lay the foundation for persuasive investment consideration. Now is a thrilling moment to ponder long-term investments, with Nvidia set for further economic symphonies when considering market growth predictions and its strategic pursuits in India and Thailand. The stock's current leverage, along with potential futures and continued innovation, makes it a prime candidate for portfolios seeking growth and opportunity. As we bring this saga to its conclusion, it's evident that Nvidia isn't merely keeping pace with technological evolution. It's setting the tempo. What are your thoughts on making Nvidia a part of your stock market narrative? Are you prepared to ride the cresting waves of progress and potential? We'd love to hear your insights below. Here's to informed investing and the exhilarating prospects of tomorrow's stock market landscape. And finally, if you would like to know what companies like Nvidia have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen.